It looks shiny. I still love that. Hi, I'm Danielle Lenard.
And I'm John David Lenard. Welcome to Lenard Team Connections.
It's June. We're excited to be back for another episode because, as we said before, this show, getting to connect with so many awesome people, with the community, it's really been a silver lining for us.
And we really hope it's been a silver lining for you as well. I mean, let's be honest, Danielle, can we all agree that 2020 needs to just stop and take a nap?
This makes me laugh every time. But it's so true.
I remember when this movie first came out, I was dying. I was also like what, 12? 14? I don't know.
Oh, thank you, little Ruth. Please stay strong.
He ends with, I'm sure so many people saw this, but he ends with, "What the heck was that?" or something like that. So, anyway, so we've got quite a special guest today. Darlene Calabrese, owner of Absolute Health and Fitness, is here with us today. Just a quick disclaimer, we promise there won't be any jumping jacks or working out involved.
Just some great conversation and advice from someone we are thrilled to be sitting down with today. But first, some much needed good news.
29-year-old Sean Drumgoole has lived in Nashville his entire life. But with recent events, Sean was worried about just taking a walk in his own neighborhood, worrying about his safety. Sean shared his feelings. He took a risk and he shared his feelings on the app called Nextdoor, which allows, a lot of us know, allows neighbors to connect with one another. Immediately, there was an outpouring of support from Sean's neighbors who thanked him for his honesty, apologized for the fear he experienced, and offered to take a walk with him. Close to 75 people showed up, letting Sean know that his community had his back.
And they plan to continue.
Yeah.
This next story also comes from the Today Show. An Oklahoma City family who had been previously experiencing homelessness has recently been giving back to their local community in the donation of blankets and meals to the homeless every week.
Now, at the time of this news story, they had already fed close to 300 people, and they plan to continue paying it forward as the pandemic continues to put financial strain and hardship on millions of families around the country.
And then we used the rest to fund, and we got blankets for the homeless, and we were able to feed almost 300 people.
That it's really good to do this, to help other people. And we can look back on this when we grow up and tell our kids about it.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
Good. I definitely know being judged for certain situations, and people can't help their situations sometimes.
We see families who are very grateful for what they have. It may not be very much. And we see families who are willing to share when they have a little bit extra. And this is one family who did.
I love it. Want the food?
And the next big thing that we're working on is 500 bags of school supplies to give away. So if I can teach my kids how to be selfless and to give back, that's what I'm here to do.
Wow. So as she said, her next goal is 500 bags of school supplies to give away to families in need.
Just awesome. And And finally, as many demonstrations take place around the country, one peaceful protest is gaining attention for a moment shared between an organizer and the police.
This was in Pittsburgh, where an organizer approached police officers who were supervising the demonstration.
The organizer shared bottles of water that had been donated to the protesters with the police as a kind gesture during a time of great heartache and tension.
Take a look.
I know you guys are thirsty. I wasn't yelling at y'all. Don't be looking at me like that. Just trying to spread a message, okay? I know you guys out here doing your job. I'm not mad at you.
That water, by the way, had been donated to the protesters. The officers thanked him. It was a gesture that can also help cool things off a little bit. I guess everyone's got to reach across and give it a try, right, Savannah?
If you have a news story from around the island, share in the comments below. We'll feature it in an upcoming episode.
That brings us to our guest. Darlene Calabrese is the owner of Absolute Health and Fitness, a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer, a women's exercise specialist, and a Strong by Zumba instructor.
Darlene's website and Facebook page have been nothing but 5-star reviews. Her approach to fitness is so heavily grounded in the choices that we make as individuals.
She is committed to encouraging others to choose health, choose life, and choose joy. Because as she has said, nothing teaches consistency and discipline like fitness. We're so grateful to have Darlene with us today.
Hey, Darlene.
Hey, it's so great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Everyone, be a part of the conversation. We want to hear from you. Share your questions, your comments, and we'll discuss it with Darlene during the show.
For a lot of people, fitness is something they build into a solid routine. With everything going on recently, it's safe to say, Darlene, that everyone's gym routines have pretty much been scrapped for the time being. What do you say to people who may be struggling to stay moving with gym closures and the general shakeup of their routine?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's been a difficult transition for sure. You have so many people just becoming a lot more sedentary just simply because they don't have a means to go about things. Plus, you know, when something like this happens, you have, you know, some depression settling in and people just, when you're confined to just your home, you almost go into like this thing in your own, and it's scary. But with that, you're not moving, so you're not burning any calories really. People that are used to traveling to the city and things like that, they now have all this time that they don't know what to do with, but they might not have any sort of gym equipment at home. And basically all I can say is, you know, you have to be flexible in the change and seek help in that area where you're unsure. So even though you might not have a gym at home and you're used to going to a gym and traveling there and using all of their big equipment that they might have, we've been using things like, you know, food cans or water bottles or paper plates, anything, book bags. Now that the kids are home, use their book bags. Throw some weights in there. There is a means. It's just you have to seek the help to figure out what you can do for it. And, you know, just making the choice to move instead of sitting there and you know, doing nothing.
Right. But also, so like there are professionals such as yourself. Have you been seeing any groups popping up with people supporting one another in their, you know, in staying active and being like sharing advice and what's working?
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, for instance, what we're doing is we do have like a Facebook group with our online members. We all just moved to online, basically doing classes. Just recently, like today was my first day pretty much back at going to somebody's house and actually training them one-on-one, socially distancing, of course. But as far as the online movement, we can say that it is. We've been encouraging each other through the Facebook group, through email, but I think that what I have that is different right now is that we're doing live classes. So it's really cool to see everybody coming together as a part of, like, as motivation to, hey, I know that this person's going to be there. Hey, let me say hi, or let me just get my like 2 seconds of fame in on Instagram, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
But we
Well,
are
like,
recording the classes and then posting them too.
And you had already, you had the in-person, and you had already started to do some online for people with the crazy busy schedules. Can you tell us a little bit more about the platform? Because it sounds a little unique compared to what's out there.
Yeah, 100%. So the way I already was doing online training, so I kind of already had that platform there. I had to adjust a little bit to this whole thing, but more or less what they would do, or what most trainers are doing, is they're recording a video of one exercise, and then they'll put them all together in a sequence of whatever format their exercise routine is going to be for that day, or their workout routine is for that day, and then send it to that person, and they have the name of the exercise and then a video of how to do it. And that's how I was doing the one-on-ones, plus, giving any nutritional advice that they need, whatever packages they had. Where now, like I said, it's live, and I'm actually doing the workout with them. So they're seeing me do it. I'm able to see their form live and really make sure that everybody's doing it properly. And then we record it, and you can follow along on the recording, or pause it if you have to, and then come back to it, whatever it is. So it's really cool to see how it's working.
So it sounds like you have, adjusted your business model to the realities that were brought on by COVID-19.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we all had to. I mean, everybody got shut down. So you have people that are like me, where if we miss a day of working out, we get very stressed out, and it's a mental thing. So we have to get it done. So, and there was I'm happy to say that I was able to jump right into it and figure it out right away. But there was probably a solid 2 weeks there where people really didn't have anything, and they were going insane. And then you have people that are just that took their time and put weight on, and are now like in this like rut where, oh my gosh, I have to get back on track, and so now it's
so
what advice?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so what advice would you have maybe for the people who are now realizing, all right, we're closer to getting out, we're starting to be able to, like you said, you had your first person, for the people that need to get off the sedentary, like basics, like what are like some basics that you can suggest for people?
Well, basics is it all depends on where they were at before. So, for instance, I had somebody that is coming off of 2 years of not working out at all. And then to throw them into a class, hey, yeah, try the class, but the class may be too much for you. You know what I mean? So, the advice is, if somebody wanted to try my class, go right ahead. By all means, do the class. I'm there to support you. I'm there to, make sure you're okay. And especially if you're going live, but you may need to skip out on some exercises or take a break when you need it. It's all relevant to where they're at physically and how much they can handle. Some people like the one-on-one, and you can do that virtually. Of course, I'll just be standing there like this and watching you. It's like some people think it's a little weird, like why? Like she's just there. Like it is a little weird, the one-on-one, like live on. But everything's doable. Everything is. We give modifications to a lot of movements that we do for people that need it, and it really is just adjusted to everybody's needs.
I think I'd like to change gears really quick, because you've also talked about it. We even touched on it in the introduction, and that is your approach to the idea of choice, right? We have choices, and you embrace that. Can you tell us a little bit more about your philosophy and how choice is part of your, not only your business model, but your approach to working out? And
so everybody's different, right? Like nobody, you can't work out the same that I'm going to work out, and I'm not going to work out the same that you're going to work out, and I'm not going to eat what you're going to eat. But so everybody's different. And in that, there has to be choices, because nobody is going to get the same result because their body's reacting differently. So the choices come where trial and error are. So in and everybody has different movement patterns and different, not disabilities, but can and can'ts. So there has to be choices in exercises and things like that. So like, for instance, in the modification exercise there, and then what do you have at home? So right now everybody's working out at home. We're not in a gym yet. You have to have choices as to what equipment you have. So like, for instance, I was saying before, water bottles and paper plates. Well, what the heck are we replacing with those? So if you don't have a dumbbell, go grab a water bottle. If you don't have a bar, go grab a book bag or a duffel bag. If you don't have the sliders, that's where the paper plates come in, so it's all modified to what you have.
Yes, I think you need to explain the paper plate thing, because for like people who don't always work out, they may not know what you're talking about.
So like I have two papers here. Like it's like you put them under your feet or under your hands, and then you could slide them on the floor. So it's
okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. So if you're standing on, or we use paper towels if you're on a hard wooden floor, you stand on it, and then you can end up doing sliding lateral lunges. So it's side lunges this way. It's a different movement pattern, and it just targets different muscles differently. You can see it on the online class.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So like, do you have different time, like for online classes? Is there like, do you have shorter classes, longer classes?
So they're all relatively about 45 minutes long. That's really all you need. I always encourage people, especially on non-leg days, to go out and enjoy the weather outside, being that it's getting nicer, and do their 10-minute cardio outside, whether it's running or a brisk walk or something like that. But yeah, we have times every day. We have a class. There's 5 days that we have classes, and then one of our days, which is a 6th day, is recommended for 30 minutes of cardio on your own. And of course, I give suggestions and things like that. But yeah, we have live classes at a certain time. And then, obviously, if you're part of our members, then you also get the Facebook page where that recorded live. And this new software that I'm trying to work out, they should be able to log in and get it. It gets recorded and posted there, so they can do it on their own time if they're not able to make the live.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So, for a lot of people who have been able to work from home, a lot of individuals are using their commuting time as their workout time. Do you have any advice for the people who now have to go back to work, that now how do they fit that? Some people have gotten used to working out. So
Right. So with that, with results comes sacrifice, right? So, and we make time for what we want to make time for. And the sacrifice in that would be, I would say, sleep, right? So, and the good thing is with these classes is it's 45 minutes long. You get the modifications at home. So if you're looking to stay home and continue doing the workouts because you've gotten used to that regimen, it's 45 minutes. And in the end, for great results and what you want, you're going to make time for, and you're going to make the sacrifices for. So for that 45 minutes, to me, to wake up 45 minutes earlier, go to bed 45 minutes later, or take 45 minutes of your lunch break, I think it's worth it, And that's where that is just going to come in. For the working mom, I deal with a lot of them, and that's what they do. They sacrifice for what? I love my sleep too, but
the greater good.
You gotta do.
Yeah. Darlene, you've been an inspiration to others, so we'd like to ask, who or what is getting you through these unpredictable and challenging times and keeping you inspired?
Yeah, well, the unpredictable and challenging part, definitely, number one, my faith gets me through everything. I can't even imagine going about this without any sort of faith. It's beyond. But my husband has been a tremendous support in, using my living space as my gym and my recording area.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, my clients are my inspiration. I have to show up for them and they show up for me. And it's just, to see their happiness in thank you for showing up, like that just drives me to see that, so those are my top 3.
I love that.
Got it. Nice.
That's a great share. I love it.
That was great.
One thing that I do want to say about all of this, of what it sounds like to me is, with the choice, there's so much that we don't have control over today. And this is something that everybody can take a piece of. And, we appreciate Darlene coming on today to give some really good advice. We learned about paper plates and water bottles and different, and that, where there's a will, there's a way.
100%. Always.
Always. Great. Well, we really want to thank you for joining us today on the Lenard Team Connections. And we're inspired by everything that you're doing.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome.
If you missed any of the links we shared in today's episodes, don't worry. They will be added to the show description, as well as information on how to find out more with Darlene. And, we look forward to connecting with more awesome people like Darlene.
Yes. Also, I just want to add, if you have any questions, if you're watching this, even after the fact, Darlene, will you come back from time to time, check on the post? If anybody has any questions or want to reach out to you, that you can comment. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Great.
In the meanwhile, everyone, stay healthy and be well.